Time for a quick take. The Knicks are interviewing Timberwolves assistant Micah Nori for the team's head coaching job. Sources telling ESPN 3 candidates, Nori, 2 former head coaches, and Mike Brown and Taylor Jenkins have done formal interviews for the Knicks vacancy. Stephen A. Smith, your thoughts?
I'm pissed off.
Yeah, tell me why.
Because the New York Knicks, once again, appear like they don't have a clue. What's up with all of these candidates? If you're going to let go of Tom Thibodeau, have a viable candidate that you are clearly targeting. Go after that person. How many requests have they put in? I mean, it's like 8 or 9.
You think if they?
I mean, now I'm gonna pull the reins off of Leon Rose and say this has Dolan written all over it, because I refuse to believe that Leon Rose would not have some kind of plan. Now it's becoming apparent that it was force-fed to him. He was forced to make this decision by James Dolan, because I originally put it all on Leon Rose, damn it, because my attitude was I don't care what Dolan wanted. You could convince him. You convince him of everything else. You should convince him of this. But now I see how resolute James Dolan must have been, because the New York Knicks seem to have no rhyme or reason to this. New York Knicks fans are disgusted, and we should be disgusted, because after being 2 games away from an NBA Finals, you don't have a coach, and you don't seem to know which damn coach you want. This is ridiculous. Make a damn decision.
The Knicks' job is getting better by the day.
Better?
That's the thing.
Because of the injuries?
Yes. Their situation is getting better by the day. I will just say this. Billy Donovan is headed towards a contract extension in Chicago. We'll see if they can get it worked out. But they asked for permission on him. The Bulls want to keep him. They asked for permission on Ime Udoka. He got a contract extension.
Jason Kidd, still a question mark.
Doesn't have a contract extension.
Doesn't have a contract extension.
His top assistant just left for San Antonio.
Oh, by the way, as an aside, Molly, I know this is supposed to be a quick take. What were you talking about? I'm going to bring it up. Kyrie Irving. See, Dallas Mavericks' new ownership, we need to keep a watchful eye on them. Jason Kidd wasn't granted permission to talk to the Knicks, but he has no contract extension. And now you're hearing that, Kyrie Irving, they're not offering him the bag that he anticipated. Kyrie Irving deserves his money. I don't care that he's injured. He's a showstopper when healthy, and you would never have let go of Luka if you didn't know that you had Kyrie as an insurance package. So the fact that you were willing to let go of Luka speaks to how you felt about Kyrie Irving, okay? Don't forget that just because he's injured. Injuries happen. He'll be back. That man from the Dallas Mavericks, with Cooper Flag coming into town, with AD already being there, you take care of Kyrie Irving. Keep your eyes on the Dallas Mavericks' new ownership, because all of these guys loved it when Mark Cuban was there running the show. Now that he's not running the show anymore, things seem to be changing in Dallas. We need to keep our eyes on that.
Fair enough. The Suns and Rockets made good on Kevin Durant, who was traded to Houston on Sunday. So Houston will be the 5th franchise he's played for in his career. On Unsportsmanlike yesterday, Chris Canty had an interesting comparison for KD.
The Kevin Durant situation in Houston feels a lot like the Aaron Rodgers situation with the Jets. Obviously, this won't be the place where he's had the most success in his playing career, but this will be the thing that we remember the most. If Kevin Durant doesn't deliver here, that will be the thing that stands out more so than anything else that he's accomplished in his career.
Wendy, I'll start with you. Who do you think will have more at stake next season? Would you go KD or Aaron Rodgers? I know you love to pontificate on Aaron Rodgers in the NFL.
The Steelers don't have a great roster, do they? I mean, I'm not.
Solid.
I don't know what they're going to be able to accomplish. I
think they can win a playoff game.
I think there was a reason why Kevin Durant was smiling so broadly when it became public, when he was sitting on stage, because he knows he has just gotten into a great situation. So I'm not so it's you guys know that when you guys talk KD legacy with me, it triggers me a little bit, because I don't think his legacy is in any question. He's 2-time Finals MVP, the first ballot Hall of Famer. Whatever happens in Houston doesn't affect, he doesn't quote unquote need anything. But KD is in much better position to be successful. And I don't know the NFL. I'm not going to go head to head with our experts on it, but the Steelers aren't moving in the right direction. They don't have a quarterback. They're about to do minicamp. They didn't have a quarterback. That's not a team that's set up to be successful. Whereas I look at Houston, who is already just coming off a second-place finish in the regular season and has just added a high-quality player like Durant. So I think Durant's got more at stake because there's more for them to accomplish.
He is spectacular. He is sensational. There is nothing to question about that. What you've questioned is habits. I'm not talking about his work ethic and his commitment to him being a great player, but his habits in terms of things that assist in galvanizing the troops around you so collectively you can all maximize your potential. Why do we bring that up with him? Because we wouldn't hesitate to bring it up with LeBron. We didn't hesitate to bring it up with Kobe. We didn't hesitate to bring it up with MJ. We didn't hesitate to bring it up with Isaiah. We didn't hesitate to bring it up with a lot of people. And so the standard is the standard, as Coach Mike Tomlin would say for the Pittsburgh Steelers. The standard is the standard. And when you're talking about a legacy, what you're talking about is what are the kind of things people are going to be talking about when they talk about you. And those things matter. You can't avoid that. Nobody's going to talk about his game. It's an afterthought because of how great he is.
Can I just say two things? And I love Canty, but I don't love this comparison because I feel like Aaron Rodgers is at the end of his career, and I don't feel like KD is. We're talking someone I think that's 35 and maybe like 41.
36 going on 37 in September, and he has 2 years in a lot of people because he's eligible for a 2-year, $120+ million extension. And people are saying, do you give that to a guy that's going to be in his 39th birthday? I wouldn't hesitate. Wendy wouldn't hesitate. But there are some people that bring that up.
Aaron Rodgers is really like on the brink of retirement.
Yes.
So even though if we're talking a 5-year age difference, it is different points of their career. But the one thing that I would ask you is who benefits more from a title with the new team? Is it Aaron Rodgers, if he was able to ever pull it off with the Steelers, which I think is unlikely and very lofty, or is it Kevin Durant? And if it's Kevin Durant, why? Like, what conversation
It's not
is he
Kevin
joining?
Durant. And the reason why it's not Kevin Durant, because even though in the game of basketball where one or two players can make a profound difference, you know automatically because of what you saw from Houston last year that Kevin Durant is a piece that could get them over the hump, but they were knocking at the door because of their young talent and their vibrant young coach who's considered one of the best in basketball. When you look at Aaron Rodgers, nobody's expecting much from the Pittsburgh Steelers collectively, even though we know they're a good team. You're looking at Lamar Jackson in Baltimore, Patrick Mahomes in Kansas City, Joe Burrow in Cincinnati, Josh Allen in Buffalo. I mean, those are 4 guys right there. I didn't even bring up Justin Herbert in L.A. I didn't bring up, our boy C.J. Stroud in Houston, along with others. You're looking at the bevy of guys just within the AFC conference. Aaron Rodgers getting to the Super Bowl, let alone winning the Super Bowl, is a damn miracle in a lot of people's eyes because who he has to go against.
Let's ask RC. RC, you got us? Oh,
there he is.
Hey. Top of the morning, too. Great to have you with us. I just want to ask you this. I just asked Stephen A., who benefits more from another championship with a different team? Would you say Aaron Rodgers with the Steelers or KD now with the Rockets? When we're talking like legacy when it's all said and done.
Kevin Durant, obviously Kevin Durant. I believe that Aaron Rodgers' legacy is what it is, but Kevin Durant's legacy has been tainted by the only championships he has won, even though to me he was a huge part of those championships. The Golden State Warriors needed Kevin Durant at that time to combat who LeBron James was with the Cleveland Cavaliers. Even with that, there's so many people that take shots at Kevin Durant for joining a team that had won 73 games, for joining a team that had knocked him out of the playoffs before. And so if Kevin Durant goes to the Houston Rockets and wins, then he's that missing piece, the missing piece for a team that didn't get out of the first round this year, the missing piece for a team that as a number 2 seed really underachieved when you thought about what this young team could do. And you get a chance to keep Fred VanVleet. You get a chance to keep Steven Adams. You have an opportunity with Amen Thompson, who is one of these young, talented two-way players that defends at an extremely high level. Kevin Durant winning a championship here puts him, to me, in a different stratosphere. We always talk about him as individually being one of the best hoopers we've ever seen, being a scorer like we've never seen before, ushering in these 7-foot sort of guard playing hoopers that we had never seen. But if he goes and wins this, I think we have different conversations about Kevin Durant. We will have the same conversations about Aaron Rodgers, and we'll talk more about what that Super Bowl would mean for Mike Tomlin than it would the quarterback. But if Kevin Durant wins this, to me, it changes his legacy. And I believe some of the naysayers have to hush when talking about how great this man truly is.
First of all, a couple of things. Number one, when you come on First Take, you smile, my brother. Don't bring no mean mug to First Take. You smiling with everybody else in the morning. Don't come here. I mean, your brother's here. Don't do that. Don't do that. That's number one.
I was mad about how Wendy was talking about the Steelers earlier anyway.
So was I. So was I.
They make the playoffs. It'll be a great year.
We forced Wendy to talk about the Steelers.
But let me say this, RC. Let me say this, RC. Your answer's wrong. And it's wrong because of the issues that I articulated about who Aaron Rodgers has to go against just to get through the AFC alone, and what we've lamented about what we've seen from him over the last few years. There's been no drop-off in Kevin Durant. Even though you go to Golden State to get your 2 titles, we all know he was still the best team, even with the best play on that team, even with the Splash Brothers led by the greatest shooter God ever created. Yeah. We knew he was the best player on that team. He was a 2-time NBA Finals MVP. He's one of, if not the greatest scorer in the history of the game, not statistically, but in terms of his bag and what he brings to the table. 7 feet with a 7'6" wingspan with a handle, a mid-range, a 3-point shot, open court abilities, everything. We know what he brings to the table. There's been no drop-off. He's actually, statistically, fellas, I've got numbers that show Kevin Durant actually is better, even statistically, in his 30s since the Achilles tear than he was before. I mean, so we know this about him. Whereas with Aaron Rodgers, it's not just the drop-off, but it's also the excellence of a Mahomes, a Lamar Jackson, a Josh Allen, a Joe Burrow within the same damn conference. It'll be a miracle if he gets them to the Super Bowl, let alone wins it. That's what I'm saying.
He has no expectation. He's going to sit up here. When Aaron Rodgers became a Pittsburgh Steelers, we started talking about whether or not they can actually get past the wild card round.
Okay.
As soon, I was at Fanatics Fest when Kevin Durant was traded. I had just seen him like 10 minutes before.
Right.
As soon as he got traded, everybody started tweeting about how good this roster was, how good this team was last year. Ime Udoka being one of the best coaches in basketball, right? So Kevin Durant is going to have expectations. We aren't going to be paying attention to Aaron Rodgers. If Aaron Rodgers wins a playoff game, it's going to be great. Kevin Durant gets an opportunity to go change the narrative around his career. It's not going to just be that he was the greatest scorer. It's going to be that he was a force multiplier, that he went into a young locker room and elevated this team from a team that was out in the first round this year against the Golden State Warriors to a world champion. That will matter. We have, and this is my opinion, when I listen to the greats talk about it, right? Whether it's you guys here on First Take, whether it's inside the NBA, it's about the fact that he joined a team that already had an all-time great, had 3 other Hall of Famers, and had won a championship. This is not that situation. If he wins this, it's almost like Caruso saying, you know what? This is a real championship. I got one that was outside the bubble. Now nobody can't say anything.
Why that
hurt you? Why that hurt you?
I mean,
it's the same thing. All these naysayers got to leave this man alone if he wins it.
Go ahead, Whitney.
RC, I was so much on the same page with you.
I explained to Kevin Durant to his face on the boardroom, I said, yo, his greatness so dramatically shifted the balance of power that competition was gone. That was my issue with him going there. But when he got there and did what he did, I'm like, wait a minute, you can't take that away from him. He's that great.
Okay.
Let's remember that. That's all I'm saying. What I said on July 4th is totally different than what I put
after he got hurt and then left the Warriors, and we've had 7 different champions. He went to the Warriors, they won 2 in a row. There's all your answer.
Where does Kevin Durant rank all time, real quick?
He's top 10 to me. Okay. Easy to me. I don't know how he's not in the top 10.
If he wins another championship, does he ever get to the top 5?
Probably.
Okay.
Yes.